Hello everybody, it is I, Siberian, and I have another little replay for you for World of Warships. This one was played last night, and honestly I spent probably good about 10 minutes just chuckling to myself after the ending. Now, the gameplay itself is okay. Pretty stock standard. Driving the Colorado again. Um, on the New Dawn map. And I want to point out two specific players. The first is this guy over here. HMS Slim Chap. Driving in the Tier 7 British cruiser Fiji. And the other one I want to point out is this guy here, Fat Monk, the Tier 7 Japanese destroyer Shiryatsu. Oh, actually, no, Shiritsuyu. Oh, you're pronouncing that wrong the entire time.
Battle starts.
The reason I want to point them out is because HMS, so Slim Chap is probably the first player I've ever encountered in two matches back to back. Normally I take a little bit of breather time, so I'm guessing that's probably why, but between the last match and this match I just went pretty much straight into it. And yeah, no, last match I was playing a cruiser and he was on my team and extremely helpful. This match he is also playing in the same cruiser, except I'm driving a Colorado. And cruisers, especially British ones, not too happy facing against American battleships. So you can see there, he was extremely helpful. We took Sea Point together and we worked well together, and it was extremely helpful. But yeah, you can see there in chat, he's asking me to keep away from him and. Yeah, if you came on, thankfully we didn't have to test our meeting because he went down the C route and I went across to A. But a little bit of camaraderie there is always, and it's always nice to see people back together. Now, Fat Monk is of course the apart from myself, the main character of our little story today. And he has a pretty decent game. I don't have one too bad, you know, and for basically the entire game, it's, like I said, it's pretty much stock standard Battleship gameplay. A little bit of sniping, a little bit of back and forth, shots out here, there, everywhere, and yeah, but basically general Battleship gameplay. I was taking pot shots at that Nuremberg, that Gneisenau, seeing if I can deal a bit of damage to him. I think I actually hit a Citadel against one of these guys. But you can see that the Gneisenau and the Nuremberg, the Nuremberg. Shice, that name sounds familiar. Anyway, knock out the Gneisenau's gun. And Nuremberg's getting absolutely hammered as well when they go hide behind that big island over here. Where's the mouse? Ah, mouse is hidden. Big island down over at A. So I head on over there, backed up by that Akatsuki, and see if we can intercept them. If they decide to come around, I want to swing my ship around because I do not want to get caught between them and the edge of the map. Because it's a little bit too much broadside, and I want to swing my guns around to try and get them into position as if they try and come out from behind that island. I get my front guns around, but my rear guns are sort of swinging by the time they make their appearance. There they are. Battle down at A is still quite furious. Battle down south at B at C is not going too well, but take a shot at the Gneisenau. And I think I score, yeah, 1 over penetration, not too much damage. The rest of my team up here at A are doing what they can, but that's all 3 caps to the enemy, and position's not looking too good. Mitsuki absolutely, Akatsuki absolutely nails that Nuremberg. He's flooding, and down he goes. Naza now sets me on fire, but I've got my guns facing him. Try and take a shot, and he disappears right as I fire my guns, so all those shots are going right into that mountain. Akatsuki versus that Farragut. The Kiev actually manages to nail the Farragut on that one. I actually thought it was the Akatsuki who did it. But yeah, the Kiev nails him. But the Akatsuki appears to be taking either flooding or fire damage, so he's not in too good shape. Naza now is visible again, stuck against the border. And any second now... Is he going down? No, I don't think he is. New Mexico, broadside on, coming out from around the island. Line up a shot. Take it. There we go. Shots out on the New Mexico, but he's... looks like he's burning. And... one bounce. Nothing. I think he turned in at the last second, but he's exposed now. Incoming fire from both Omaha and Miyoko. And there goes Slim Chap getting a torpedo devastating strike on our Nuremberg down the south. So that's one of his kills. I think he got 3 this match. So yeah, he had a pretty good game. Torpedoes and shots out on that Nizer now. I manages to avoid all the torpedoes, but shots come in and deal a nice solid 10,000 damage. So that's a fifth of his health in a single salvo. So he's not too happy right now. I'm trying not to have to go all the way around that island because there's basically nothing over there. But the rest of our North Fleet is hammering that Nizer now, punishing him for coming up this way. Fat Monk gets a kill down the middle as well, but again, right now, he's not that important. His big role comes at the end of this, and you'll see. Take out one of the Eisenhower's guns, but don't deal too much damage to him, but that is going to help our team because it's one less gun facing our way. He turns away, tries to open up distance instead of heading towards a destroyer and 2 very angry cruisers. Almost shows a full broadside, but it is angled nicely, so I fire shots out, try and get a little bit more damage, maybe into superstructure if possible, but not too much there. 2 penetrations. Turn my camera around to swing the guns around, so focus on what's going on. So Nizer is slowly burning to death, but he's still taking incoming fire, and down he goes, claimed by our Miyoko. Alright, so now we are in a pretty bad situation. Points are 250 to 600. They have 2 cap points, and our fleet down in the south has basically evaporated. So all we have is Bayern, Miyoko, Omaha, and that New York and my Colorado, and we are all up at A. So we now have a nice long run to push down to Bravo. We're taking shots at the New York because he's trying to run away. I believe we do nail him, but it does take a while, so see if I can speed up. No, let's zoom in. We're trying to speed up. There we go. Speed up a bit. Yeah, we're just kind of pummeling him as he runs away. Yeah, take some shots, but nothing too special there. And down he goes. Alright, so we're now nicely spread out across the map, and we are making our push towards Bravo. We can't see anyone. They have we have 3 battleships and 2 cruisers. They have 3 destroyers, 2 cruisers, and a battleship. So at the moment, cruisers are popping planes to try and get more visibility. And there's our first target, enemy Königsberg. He's angled pretty well, but he's got high explosive, and now he has... make a small adjustment to course, make sure they don't run around. And there is their destroyer as well, Königsberg's taking a turn, showing a bit more of a broadside than before. Shots out, and 1 over penetration. Not that great. But thankfully, the rest of the fleet makes up for it. We've sunk the destroyer, and there goes the Königsberg. So now they are down 1 destroyer and a cruiser. Now, this is where it gets spotted. So I know that there's probably going to be a destroyer somewhere down that way. That's why I'm looking down that way, trying to swing my guns around in that direction. But the other destroyer comes out, appears over there. There's the Minakaze and torpedo wall. I think the Omaha might have taken a hit, but Minakaze, and there's Slim Chap over there. I try and get a speed on him, see if I can get the kill, because, sorry, but that's the way it is. But no, he's hiding behind that island, so keep track of that destroyer. Make sure that if he comes out, I might be able to get some shots on him. Incoming fire on our Omaha. I believe that would be their battleship. Yep, there he is. There's their New Mexico. And torpedoes come out of nowhere into our New York. He eats 1, 2, 3, almost 4, and he's not too great right now. So one of the destroyers is in that very angry smoke cloud. Their Fiji is hiding over there behind the giant rock. Their battleship is over that way. Our Omaha is over there. And this is where the other destroyer gives himself away. See those torpedoes there? That's in New Mexico now, the Omaha. There they are, right there. You see them? They came from that direction. So I know that their destroyer, the other destroyer, is going to be over there somewhere. So I stop, I turn, because there's a very good chance the torpedo is going to be coming out. Our Bayern, we spot the Minakaze, and we can see that our Miyoko is taking shots at him. And I believe he does nail him in the end. You can see that I'm trying to track the Minakaze, make sure to take some shots if he comes out. But he gets nailed. Yep, there he goes. Nailed by the Miyoko. Take a shot at the New Mexico, because that's all I've got. That's where I noticed the Bayern's coming around. I know there's a destroyer over there waiting for us, so give him a little love tap. Get some good damage, and I let him know, hey, watch out, torps from the right. Because that destroyer is over there, and right on cue, there they are. They come out from that little gap, and he eats 1 or 2, but he's on 55. He's got heals, and I believe he should have his damage control. But there's a second salvo of torpedoes. I think they all miss, because he did take evasive maneuvers. But I know that that destroyer has fired 2 salvos of torpedoes, which means he's got a minimum of 30 seconds reload. Slim Chap and the New Mexico are all fighting up there. The rest of my team is taking care of him, but I know that we can't get flanked by destroyers, so round they go. I'm wondering, where is this guy? Now, I don't have a spotter aircraft. I don't have a fighter, but I have a spotter aircraft, and I pop him because he's still going to give that Shiratsu away. The enemy Slim Chap goes down, taken up by the Miyoko, and I'm stopping. My turning actually didn't work properly here, but I'm stopping here. He can't see me, but I know he's there, and from the map, I can see that he is facing directly away from me, right? And that means that he can't shoot his torpedoes at me where I am, which means throttle up, and we're going to go and give the enemy destroyer some surprise butt sex with a freaking battleship. Out we come, guns trained, our rear turrets are a little bit on the behind. There he is. He's opening fire. He's in his smoke cloud, so he can't see me, because smoke clouds work both ways. There he is. He sees me, I see him. Big old salvo to his backside, 5,000 damage, half his life goes up in smoke. If my rear gun turrets had fired, that would have been a kill, but they didn't track fast enough. He turns, I know he's going to be firing torpedoes. There they are. Hard turn to port. Now, I actually spoke to him. I take 2 on the front. I actually spoke to him, and he told me that he thought that that 1 salvo would have been enough. And this is where I botched my shot, right into the water, Not a single hit. My secondaries are hitting him hard. Friendlies are cheering me on. I drive into the smoke screen. I can't see him. He can't see me. I'm turning hard, trying to get my guns to bear on him, waiting to reload. I know he's going to have his torpedoes around. There he is. He's now facing me with his opposite side. He drops his torpedoes. I'm still waiting to reload. I'm going to eat another set of torpedoes to the nose. Boom, boom. There they are. Guns reloaded. And put a salvo in his side. And there we have it. So yeah, I actually spoke to Fat Monk there afterwards, and he told me that he was he was really he wasn't really anticipating staying in that fight for as long as look, he wasn't really expecting a battleship to come up behind him, that's for sure. But yeah, he was really in the tight spot because they were winning and they were in an advantageous position, and then suddenly his team melted away and they lost their destroyers, they lost their cruisers, they lost their battleship, and now all he was down to himself, and he had a smoke screen between him and the enemy, and then suddenly battleship from behind. So good on you, Fat Monk. You did well. You tried hard. But yeah, he actually said that he thought that one salvo was fired me. If he had fired two, it probably would have been a very, very different outcome. Because, yeah, well, I guess that's a question for the ages. Would it have come out different? I don't know. What do you think? Either way, if you want to see more of that kind of stuff, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta!